So, hi, I'm Rich Hill. Just like to tell you a little bit about Laleure Vineyards. My wife and I moved to this part of Ohio in 1997, and we bought this farm and really didn't know what to do with it. So looked around and says, well, what about grapes? So we started growing some grapes. Put an acre in up on that side and toward the west, and they worked. The first part was an experiment to see what grapes would grow in an environment like Ohio, which is can be a little bit cool, but it's not so much different than the Bourgogne or parts of Germany. So we grew and still grow 7 varietals. We have Vignoles. That's a French-American hybrid along with Chambourcin, but we also grow quite a bit of Pinot Noir, Cabernet Franc, Riesling, Chardonnay, and another hybrid called Bianca. Then I researched looking at making wine, and all the people in Ohio have been very friendly over the last 20 years or so about winemaking and sharing, not their deepest secrets, but certainly sharing enough to make everyone successful, because that's really in our best interest. So what you're looking at right here is our Chardonnay, and in the back right now, this is past veraison. It's now almost mid-September, and so we are almost ready to pick the Pinot Noir. And everything else has to be netted because we have some fierce starlings around here, and they can come in and take out a vineyard in just overnight. It can be incredibly disheartening. So we've learned really to use our nets wisely. I'll tell you a few more things about the winery. A lot of people ask about the name Laleure. Laleure is the maiden name of my grandmother, and she was a war bride and came over to this country with my grandfather in about 1920 or 21, right after World War I. So from there, I used the name. My grandmother lived with us a few years towards the end of her life, when she was like between 96 and 98. And she was the one that said to me, Richard, you must have a glass of wine every day. And so that was back in the early 90s. And so that's sort of how this sort of parlayed into a winery. So here we are in Ohio making wine, and I think we do specialize in mostly dry wines. It's not always the most popular thing, but I guess we don't really care. We want to make the wines that are good and what we like. So that's what we're about here: higher quality and drier wines, and making things as nice as we can. So at Laleure we have the 7 varietals that I mentioned, and we are a micro winery. We'll only maybe make 6,000 or 7,000 bottles a year, all basically in these tanks, and a few more outside. Some of our more popular varietals, I'd say really we're known for our Cabernet Franc here. I think it's a very good Cabernet Franc, that's all I'll say. We make a pretty nice Chardonnay. And then there are people who like a little bit of sweetness in their wines. We do have a couple of blends. We have one in particular, our Three Dog White. The name comes from, we have 3 dogs. They are from another vineyard, but we've been raising these guys together. They're a large English sheepdog combination with some Irish Wolfhound and bearded collie, but they're really popular in a number of the wineries in Northeast Ohio. So the Three Dog White is very popular, along with their Cabernet Franc and our Three Dog Red, which our Three Dog Red is a bit of a paradox. It's a combination of a Pinot Noir from the Bourgogne, which of course are basically arch enemies of the Cabernet wines from the Bordeaux region. So it's a combination of a Cabernet Franc and a Pinot Noir. So kind of a French paradox, but we call it our Three Dog Red. One of the things at Laleure that we really like to do, we're a small winery, but we're also a fairly intimate group of people that we have a lot of regular people. And what we do on Friday nights is people come, bring food, we'll all share it. And if you've never met anybody at this winery before, you probably won't be here 5 minutes before you've met 3 or 4 people, because people will come up to you, and that's simply what we do here. Just a lot of friends, and we love new people. And it's not me, it's the people here that actually do that. So it's just what we've been able to kind of generate, this kind of a friendly, open atmosphere. We're open on Friday nights from 5 until whenever, and then on Saturdays 11 to 5. So please come by and bring some food, or just come with an appetite for some really great wines, and we'd love to see you. If you want to check us out, often we have entertainment on Friday nights, hence Jeremiah is here this evening. And if you want to come by, check us out either on Facebook or really our website, Laleure, spelled Laleure.com.